So let's start off with this resume. And these are just my tips, guys. Obviously, there's so many different awesome cybersecurity people out there who can give you more tips. And I hope that they can chime in and help us out here. But this is just my perspective and things that I have used. So you're looking at a resume that I've obviously changed the names to protect the innocent. All locations, job, all the locations, the job titles, all that stuff has been changed so that we can disguise, who it really is, and we don't accidentally dox somebody or something. So obviously they put their name up here up top. One of the first things that I do whenever I can is I put my strongest certification or my strongest title or whatever right up top. So here, for example, I think they have a Security Plus. So yeah, Security Plus, it looks like their strongest certification, their most marketable certification. So I would just go ahead and put that right up top. Security Plus. If I could spell. Security Plus. So you put your name and then put Security Plus right after that. Or if you have a CISSP, you would put that. Whatever is your strongest certification or degree or whatever you have, you would put it up top. I would make this a little bit smaller too. That's another thing I would do. No need to make it too big. All right, this doesn't have to look pretty. One thing you'll notice about these resumes that I put out here, I don't go out of my way to make them look pretty. I'm more about the content, and the reason why I don't care so much about what it looks like unless in front of the person. Like if I'm going to do an in-person interview, yes, I would bring a formatted, pretty resume or whatever. But most of the time, people these days, especially in our field, in IT, in technical fields, in cybersecurity, they're looking online. They're going to find you 9 times out of 10 online. So what matters most is the content, not so much. I mean, as you can see, this formatting is really messed up. This is not the person who gave me this didn't do this. I did this. I converted their resume from a PDF to a doc on Google Drive. So that's why it looks like this. But for now, I want you to just ignore the formatting and focus on the content. That's what we're going to focus on. So right up top, right by the name, I would put a certification. Your highest certification is what you should do. If you have a master's degree, you might want to put that up there as well. And then right underneath that, they put the title that they're going for. And this is what I do too. Now, this is just to kind of set all this up. This is a person who is a normal IT person. They've done help desk, they've done IT technician, they've done support type roles, and they're trying to break into cybersecurity. So if you're trying to do that, if this is you, then here's some tips for you, okay? So they put the job that they want right up top. And that's how I do it too. So that's actually a really good, effective way to do this. They put entry-level security analyst. They might even just want to just say security analyst. But entry-level security analyst, that's fine. As long as you're putting something up here up top. You might want to put the buzzword of the day is cybersecurity analyst or information security analyst or something like that. Information security is a really good keyword, buzzword. Cyber security analyst is another good buzzword. So we're going to put that. We're going to leave that up top. And the reason why we do this is, again, when we start putting this stuff on LinkedIn, on Indeed, on all the other job aggregates out there, we want as many keywords as possible. We're already leading really strongly with Security Plus right up top and cybersecurity right up top as well for the title that we want, that we're seeking. Now, just a note on this, if you've never done any IT at all, it's a real stretch for you to put something like cybersecurity analyst up here, okay? If you've never touched a firewall and you don't have any firewall experience at all on your resume and you put entry-level firewall engineer, it's a real stretch for you to put that there. You have no experience. The reason why this person can put this here is because they actually have IT experience, and some of the stuff that they've done is cybersecurity. So it's a little bit of a reach, but they can pull this off. So this is the job that they're going for. So they put this up here. That's fine. So let's remember, don't reach too far. You can reach, but don't reach too far. All right, so let me just, I usually center this, but you don't have to. That's what I do. Right up top, people normally put some kind of a summary. This is a really good opportunity to put as many keywords in here as possible. So they said working hard and diligent individual with 3 years of IT experience, looking to use skills I have developed over the years to kickstart my career in security analyst. So, all right, so this right here, I would save this to the end, and I would stuff it with keywords. That's what I would do. I would put something like McAfee endpoint protection specialist, working with major corporate entities to install BitBlocker. Like, I would just stuff it with a bunch of keywords. That's what you want to do. That's what I do, and it's worked for me. All right, so we'll come back to this. For now, let's get into these skills here. So skills is something you can put up here. I typically don't put this up top, but you can. There's nothing wrong with that. And the formatting's jacked up, but let's ignore that for now and just focus on the content. And then they said technical skills consist of McAfee endpoint protection block, BitBlocker, drive encryption, basic understanding of tools like Wireshark, SolarWinds, Splunk, Active Directory. And if you can get away with saying something like, this is kind of weak right here, basic understanding of tools like, I would say something like experience user, or something like, if you're not a specialist, you don't want to put that in there. If you're not an expert, you don't want to put that in there. But what can we say that we've used this before, that we know how to use it? Familiar with, you can say that. But I would say experienced with security tools such as Wireshark, SolarWinds, Splunk, Active Directory. No, this is a separate sentence. So but you're telling them, hey, I have skills in security tools. And you might even want to put cybersecurity tools. So you see how any chance I get, I'm trying to put keywords in there. I'm cheating. With cybersecurity tools such as, and we could say, but not limited to. But not limited to. And then Wireshark, SolarWinds, Splunk, and then name a few other ones. And obviously, if you don't have experience with it, you probably want to say familiar with or something, which when you say that, it kind of denotes that you don't have experience with it, But in my personal opinion, the most important thing is to get it on your resume, to list it because it's a keyword. All right, I'm not going to mess around with the formatting, so forgive how ugly this looks right here. Let's just stick with the content. So in the next sentence, they say Active Directory, Group Policy, SCCM, and Event Viewer. So they're kind of just listing off a whole bunch of stuff here. So I think maybe what they need to do is do a spell check and a Grammarly check. The grammar on this is really bad, and so one thing you don't want to do on a resume. Now, I know I said, I just got through saying, don't worry about the formatting, whatever, right? One thing you do not want to do, you definitely want to check, is spell check. You want to do a spell check and you want to do a grammar check, because this right here it went right into a whole list of other security tools, and it went period and then another group of security tools. So they made a mistake here, but that's fine. Other skills, interpersonal skills. They said interpersonal skills, fast learner, extremely flexible, strong team player, critical thinking skills. Where this really comes in, when you get into interpersonal skills, it's fine to put those on there. But where these really sell you is when you're doing the interview. I've noticed whenever I mention interpersonal skills on interviews, they get really excited about that. And I have yet to not win an interview, to succeed in an interview where I mentioned my interpersonal skills. If I mention that I work really well with difficult customers, Gets them every time. Gets them every time. If I say, I don't know everything, but I rely on my team to supplement my knowledge. I'm a team player, right? That's another way of saying I'm a team player. So the reason why interpersonal skills are so important is because a lot of us IT guys don't have these kind of interpersonal skills, unfortunately. So if you have these things, if you know how to speak, if you're not afraid to speak in public, if you can deal with difficult customers, that goes a really long way. So just keep that in mind. That said, you can put them on your resume as well. Okay, certifications, they list a bunch of certifications: A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, ITIL, LPI, Linux Essentials, and then they mention, this is a really good one, interim security clearance. Always put your security clearance. That's really good. Definitely list whatever security clearance you have. Jay says that interpersonal skills block needs to go. Turn those into actionable statements that you've done on the job. It's pure fluff. Everyone says the same exact thing. Use the space up. So I would say it's okay to use it. I would agree that it would be better to use it in your work history, like as an actionable statement. That would work a little bit better. But where these really sell, like I said, is in the interview itself. If you're in the interview, that's where you want to really go into how you work with others, right? Because they'll also pick up on it. When you're talking to them, they'll see your communication skills are good. And that's the thing, you want to rehearse it before you even get the interview. You'll know when the interview's coming, right? So before you do that, go through your resume and actually perform the resume, right? In front of the mirror, if you have to. Perform the resume and ask yourself the questions, right? And then practice how you respond to each one of the questions that they might ask. And then also go through the job title, go through the requirements and answer how you have done those requirements. That's what you want to, that's what I do. I look at this job like, right, I'm interviewing them as much as they're interviewing me. So what I'll do is I'll look at their requirements and I will say, okay, let's say the requirement is you must have 3 years of Active Directory experience, right? So I would then practice when I'm looking in the mirror or whatever, or with my wife or whoever, right? I'll practice with them or just by myself and say, okay, well, sir, I have 3 years of Active Directory experience. I've created group policies on large networks and small networks as well in 2 different environments. I would just practice saying how I meet each one of the requirements on their description. So that's just one thing that a little tip for you. All right, I'm just going to only do one of these. I'm not going to spend too much time on all of these things right here. I just want to see if I can break this up. So right away, I'm seeing some problems here. So you don't want to have this kind of stuff on your resume. So he has the wrong there. You want to definitely do a spell check on your resume. I mean, honestly, people can forgive formatting. IT guys, we're technical. You don't, the resume doesn't have to look pretty, but if the grammar is really bad and some people can't look past that. So if the grammar's bad, if you haven't taken the time to spell check it, some people are going to be thinking to themselves, employers are going to be thinking, well, this guy didn't even take the time to look through their own resume. He didn't even take the time. They're not meticulous. They're not paying attention to detail. I have a problem with that. Next resume, right? Don't do it. This is an easy fix. The easy fix is run spell check. Run spell check. Look, tools, spelling and grammar. I mean, this is an easy win. Look at this. Change, accept. There. It's literally, now this one's, we can ignore that one. But look how many things that you got to fix the spelling and grammar. You can't. You got to do it. Like, take the time, that one extra step. Maybe even let somebody read it for you, like a friend of yours or a coworker or somebody read it and give you some, some pointers or catch mistakes. Okay. All right. So once again, we're going to ignore the formatting. The formatting is messed up because I converted it over from a PDF to .doc and didn't take the time to mess around with it. But let's just go over this. So they said that they are desktop support specialist for VIP And there was other stuff in here too. I removed it. I just wanted to take time to look at one of these to get so you can get an idea of how to do this. All right. So let's see. They're at Mark II, Department of Aerospace. I made all this stuff up. This is not real. So, and then maybe it would have a date here somewhere, right, of when they worked there. But let's get into the meat of this. Utilized Active Directory to provide users account unlocks, password resets, added user. See, this is a run-on sentence. Oh man, this man, you got to have people look at this. All right, so here's how I would do this. I would say provided crucial identity and authentication services to, I'm thinking of a really good keyword here that I want to use here. IAM, identity and access management. That's what I was looking for. IAM provided. Let's get rid of this fluff word here. Provided identity and access management. IAM. This is a service that a lot of people are looking for. I can show you here. If I go to LinkedIn, let's go to LinkedIn real quick. Wow, this is slow internet, man. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. My internet is horrible. I mean, it is extra bad today. Anyway, while that's coming up, provided identity and access management IAM services to, who do we provide them to? Let's see. To Department of Aerospace. Now, obviously, I made this up, but whatever department. The reason why I put Department of Defense or Department of Justice or Department of whatever is because that's showing that these people entrusted you. The Department of Aerospace, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of whatever, right? They entrusted you with their Active Directory services. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So you weren't just any desktop service specialist, right? So this is a big deal. Provided identity and access management, IAM services. Let me show you real quick why I put IAM in here once LinkedIn comes up. All right. And this is my real profile on LinkedIn, by the way. This is real-time information you're seeing here. So IAM, identity, access, if I could spell, identity, access. Look, see that? You see this? This is a keyword. See how I'm typing it and then it autofills it for me. So people are looking for IAMs or identity access management, and you can see it. Identity management access, Deloitte. Deloitte's a huge financial entity in the U.S. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you that that's a real keyword there. So you want to use that. We'll get to access. I'll use Active Directory in a second here. Provided identity and access management services to Department of Defense, Department of Aerospace. To Department of Aerospace unit, whatever the unit is, right? Whatever the unit to, okay, you know what? Let's be specific. To 3.3 to over 3,000. And I don't know how many people you've done, but I'm sure it's a lot, right? To over 3,000 users within the department. That's one thing you could put. Or, you know what? I got a better way to put this. We could say something like provided identity and access management services for the Department of Aerospace, period. Servicing. Oh, let's get to the impact now. Now we're going to talk about, we talked about what you did, but now let's talk about impact. Let's fix this thing real quick. For Department of Aerospace, servicing over 3,000 users using Microsoft Access. You could just put Active Directory. Active Directory. Well, actually, let's put Microsoft Active Directory to unlock, reset, create, and delete users. Servicing over 3,000 using to unlock, reset, create, and delete users. So let me break this down for you. So why did I do it like this? So yours, the first sentence was a run-on sentence, and it's not really taking advantage of all the stuff that this person has done, and also it's missing a lot of keywords here. So what I did was I made sure that this person put in the appropriate keyword, and then I put the impact. Very important. Not only what you did, but the impact of what you did is equally important, right? And I'm going to bulletize it. So provided identity and access management IAM services for the Department of Aerospace. Boom. So this is showing how important this is. I mean, this is for the Department of Aerospace, right? Or Department of NSA, whoever, right? Servicing over 3,000 users. Now I'm being specific. I'm showing you impact by being very specific on what you've done, right? And I don't know how many it was, but I'm sure it was a lot. Or you want to calculate how many users did I do while I was there for a year? I was there for 8 months. How many did I do, right? You can quickly in your head come up with an estimate of how many you did. 3,000 users. That 3,000 users is showing the impact of what you did. You were a critical resource for them for that 8 months or that year that you were there, because you were probably one of, if they serviced 10,000 tickets that were servicing users, you did about a third of those. So that's a big deal. So we're showing impact by using numbers. Okay. And not only that, we're going to say, okay, using Microsoft Active Directory. Now this is showing that you know how to use this specific technology, and it's using a keyword. And what did you do? You unlocked, you reset, you created, and deleted users, right? So there you go. So that's the kind of stuff you want to do. Now you had other stuff in here. The person who wrote this had other stuff in here. They had that they put people in the correct groups and stuff like that. So this is a whole nother bullet statement. You could put a whole nother bullet statement talking about how you did help the organization with role-based access by making sure that the appropriate users were in the appropriate groups, and you did that to over 500 groups. Like, that's the kind of verbiage you want to put in there. That's the kind of breakdown you want to put in there. So I won't go on and on about this one. I do these from time to time to help people out with their resumes, just to kind of show like what I do personally on resumes. And I said I'd get back to this. On this one, if you're going to use this, it has to be hard hitting, right? It has to be, let me just show you. I'll just do a real quick example. This will be the last thing I do here. I do something like this. I'll do something like 10 years of experience in information technology in the public and private sector. That's impact, immediate impact. It's showing a very big slice of what you've done. Now, this is the kind of stuff I do. I wanted to give them a bird's eye view of what my career is, who I am in this career, who it is that they're actually reviewing, bird's eye view. That's what I do. And then I hit them with like some specifics, like over 5 years doing security compliance. This might not be you, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what I do in the top whenever I do summaries. Using frameworks such as NIST, risk management framework. Now, obviously, they're not a security compliance person, but you get the idea. So what they could do is they could put something like in their career path, they put something like information technology. This one's still good because it looks like they were in the public and private sector. But then instead of saying that they conducted 5 years of security compliance, they could say something like 10 years of experience in information technology in the public and private sector, conducting security, implementing security controls. So see, we're getting back to security. If you want to do security, you have to enhance, you have to put forward all the security things that you have done in your career. And if you've been in IT, you've done tons of security before. So it's not a stretch for you to say that you're an entry-level cybersecurity analyst. Private, public and private, implementing security features on critical systems. I don't know, something like that. You know, if you're going to put something on top, like put something like that, and then you probably want to put as many keywords in there as possible. That's what I do. But that's it. That's it for that one, guys. Let me see. I got some people in here. Interview is good to instead of the resume, like you said. Yeah. Somebody said, I just passed the Security Plus an hour ago. Going to purchase one of your courses. I'm a newbie in cybersecurity. Well, congratulations on Security Plus. That's a really good thing to put on your resume. Definitely will get some eyeballs. To make sure you put it on your LinkedIn. And like I've been saying here, make sure you highlight all the security things that you've done. All right. That's what you want to, especially if you've been in IT for some time, put all of the security things that you've done for medium, small, and large organizations. All right. It's not like this person was saying, oh, well, I installed group policies. I made accounts. You got to say what you did from a security perspective. So that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. Like if you're trying to get into cybersecurity, highlight all the security things that you've done.